Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And I got an episode here, and I may rant in this one, so make sure you go ahead and stick around for this one. So, as y'all know, I was one of the people back, I believe it was in 2018, 2019, if I'm not mistaken, 2019, 2020, anyway, one of those years. I was one of the people who picked the Clippers to come out of the Western Conference when they originally acquired Kawhi Leonard, who was fresh off of Finals MVP, and Paul George. I was one of the guys that felt, hey, listen, this team can come out of the West. And at the time, the other team, the top team, the other top team in the Western Conference was the Los Angeles Lakers. Those are the two best teams in the Western Conference, and everyone thought we were going to see a collision between these two teams in the Western Conference Finals because they were top seeds, so most likely they're going to meet towards the end of the playoff bracket. So a lot of us thought that, and many people at the time used to ask me, what will happen, or how will they deal with the Lakers when they play against Anthony Davis? How are they going to deal with him? And I said to myself, all they have to do is rough him up, play physical with him, and they'll take him out of his game and out of his rhythm. But unfortunately, we never got a chance to see that matchup in the playoffs. And funny enough, the Lakers and the Clippers have never matched up in the playoffs before. So we didn't get a chance to see that matchup. And it turned out I was totally wrong about the Clippers, because they ultimately ended up blowing a 3-1 lead in the second round against the Dallas Mavericks and the Denver Nuggets. And boy, oh boy, that a lot of people let me hear about it, which is fine. You know, I was talking my junk too, so I deserve for people to come back at me. But I do believe, however, that I was right about Anthony Davis. As a Kobe Bryant fan who supported the Lakers for 10 plus, 12 plus, 13 years, right? Supported that organization. I was fully aware of the caliber of player and personality that was needed to lead that particular organization. You need a special type of guy to lead an NBA franchise, but you need an extraordinary guy to lead the Los Angeles Lakers. Why? Because of the expectations that come with it. That team, that franchise has 17 NBA. Was it 7? Yeah, I think they have 17 NBA championships. 17. I think they've won, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the last 15 years, if I'm not mistaken. No. Excuse me. 6 in the last 20 years. That's over 25% of the championships have gone to one team. Then, of course, you have the San Antonio Spurs. You have the, what's the other team? You have the Golden State Warriors. But the Lakers are one of the most accomplished teams in sports, and one of the most valuable teams from sports franchises in the entire world. And you needed a special type of guy to lead that team. And I didn't think, and I never thought, and I still don't think, that guy was Anthony Davis. Why? Because Anthony Davis is a follower. He is not a leader. And the latest reports that I just got here, actually from, LakerNation.com, to me, is just, further evidence to support the notion that I feel about this guy. So let me just quickly get into this article here, and then we'll come back and react to it. It starts off with the headlines. Lakers news. Anthony Davis plans to meet with LeBron James to get back to championship mentality. It continues. The first year LeBron James and Anthony Davis came together on the Los Angeles Lakers, it was truly a special season. The two superstars melded together perfectly, and the Lakers as a whole were a juggernaut from the beginning of the season all the way through the bubble to the 2020 NBA championship. But in the 2 seasons since, things have been a major disappointment. Both Davis and James missed major portions of the 2021-2022 seasons, and the overall roster construction has been less than ideal, leading the Lakers not to live up to expectation. But Davis still has a firm belief that he and LeBron can be the leaders of a championship team. He reiterated this belief recently, while also adding that the two Lakers superstars will come together this offseason and figure out how to get back that championship mentality. I think the two of us can. We've shown that we can, Davis said, conducting a season wrap news conference before the Lakers played their final game of the season on Sunday. I don't know that's something we just have to reevaluate in the offseason. Upstairs, me and him talk about this season. We'll come together as a group to get back championship mentality that we had our first year. So that will be a very interesting conversation just from the standpoint of what changed. I mean, injuries, but even when we're healthy, I don't think we were able to reach our full potential for whatever reason. So I think we want to figure it out and just get back that championship pedigree that us as players know we're capable of. So here's the problem. It takes more than a great player, as I said before, to lead a franchise, especially the Lakers. If you think smart people, right, or the smartest people are the ones running businesses, you would be dead wrong. It may be a surprise to some people because a lot of people get enamored with smart people. A great leader can lead smart people, but a smart guy with no leadership qualities can lead no one, probably except himself. And that is what we see with Anthony Davis. If you look at Anthony Davis, if you look at his stats, if you look at his physical attributes, you'll be like, man, this guy is the perfect guy for us. Right up until the point you look at his intangibles or lack thereof. AD is a follower. When did I know this? The moment I knew this was when I saw how eager he was to go and play with. He was so happy about it. And when they got together, it was like, yeah, man, I'm with my big bro. What leader do you know that led the Los Angeles Lakers had that type of attitude? Even when Shaq was playing with Kobe, Shaq was the older player, but Kobe was chomping at the bits to be the alpha on the team, to be the leader of the team. And it's one of the reasons that they clashed. Kobe wasn't about, listen, man, I'll be the younger, but he wasn't trying to have that. But with Anthony Davis, he relished that role. And here's the problem. We're in a situation in which LeBron James, think about this. LeBron James is 37 years old. Anthony Davis is 29 years old. He is 8 years younger than LeBron. He is supposed to be the number one option for this team, but instead it's LeBron. How is this possible? How is it possible that a guy that is 8 years younger than LeBron James, who's 37, who will be 38 years old, is looking to him to kind of figure it out for him? LeBron should be the one coming to AD like, hey, listen, man, we've been playing long enough. You know what it takes to win a championship. You need to carry this team, and I'll support you. I'll be the number two option. I'll compliment you. But instead, it's the other way around. And this is the problem. And this is why I think the Lakers need to find a way to move on from this guy. He is immensely talented. There's no question about it. I'm not even talking about his injury concern. I'm not even focusing on that. Why? Because they're great players. Their players get injured. You can't control that. Yes. Do you factor it in? Yes, of course you do. But that's not what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on his leadership, his leadership skills or lack thereof. That's my focus, because eventually LeBron will retire and somebody will need to lead this franchise. And if some of you believe that guy is going to be Anthony Davis, then you have a rude awakening coming for you. I have a bridge that I got to sell to you. Seriously, I got a bridge I got to sell to you. To me, I think they need to move on from him. Obviously, he is their most tradable asset because he's their youngest asset. They can go out there and look for another guy. But for me, I just don't think he's the guy. He's not. It's not just all about your stats. Look at Jimmy Butler. No one would argue that Jimmy Butler is more skilled or more talented than AD. No one. Clearly, Anthony Davis is the better basketball player. But when it comes to leadership and heart, you can't even compare the two. Look at what Jimmy Butler is doing with the Miami Heat. And look at what Anthony Davis was not able to do with the Lakers. And people say, oh, well, he was injured. Even when he was there, he wasn't there. So to me, listen, I think they need to move on from him. Some people would disagree. Some people say, come back, run it back. If you're saying, I think the people that are saying they need to run it back, they are hedging that position on what they believe LeBron will give them. And after what we just saw from this particular season, LeBron went out there and averaged 30 and nothing. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. So if the hope is, okay, AD and LeBron will come back and bring it back, then listen, if that's what you guys believe will happen, then have at it. But for me, I think they need to move him. So these are my thoughts and opinions on this. And what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about Anthony Davis's comments? And what do you think about what I had to say? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.